Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. I'm your host, Ian Wyatt, and with me today is the one and only Andy Crowder. Andy, are you here?
I am here. Welcome, everyone. It's good to see so many of you here today. I'm really looking forward to the webinar today.
Awesome. So thanks for being here, Andy. Real quick, let's just do a couple of housekeeping things. First of all, can you hear me? Just go to questions in the GoToWebinar control panel and send me messages. Tell me if you can hear me and the sound is coming through loud and clear. I also want to know if you can see my screen. It should say Delta Code reveals the secret to 412% gains. Tell me if you can see that, and if you can hear me, then I'll certainly make sure that this presentation is working correctly. So I'm getting lots of yeses here, so that's awesome. Andy and I are joining you from the Wyatt Investment Research offices just outside of Burlington, Vermont. Where are you guys joining us from? It's always fun to see folks tuning in from around the globe. We really do have a global audience, and it really is so great to have so many people tuning in from all over the place. So awesome. So let's get started. Let's get started right now. You're at a Delta Codes webinar, and we're going to show you the easy way to earn over $1,033 in monthly profits without buying a single share of stock. Before we start, though, I want you to register for the next webinar because this is actually a two-part training session. Today, we're going to teach you about Delta Codes, and on Tuesday, we're going to show you how to use this trade. So that's right. So on Tuesday, next Tuesday, we're going to walk you through how to do these trades live in the market. So this is what I need you to do. I don't want you to leave the webinar. So I either want you to write this down on a piece of paper or open up a new web browser window right now. Open up a new web browser window and type in www.andywebinar.com. And Andy, is that showing up on your screen right now? Do you see that URL there?
I do see the URL, yes. www.andywebinar.com.
Great. So when folks go there, it's going to take them over to a special webinar registration page. And by default, you're not registered for the next webinar. So if you're not sure if you've registered, the best thing to do is simply to go to that website and confirm your spot again. All you need to do is enter in your email address. That puts you on the list. And then we'll make sure that you're going to get the emails for the access code for next Tuesday's webinar, where we'll really take the lessons that you've learned today and apply them to trading live in the market. So next week's webinar, again, is focused on the 3 live trades. We're going to show you how you can make these 3 live trades in just about 5 minutes and potentially earn $1,033, maybe even a little bit more. Andy always over delivers. So I would think that it's going to be a little bit more than that, actually. And if you think about that, where else are you going to work, and I'm putting that in air quotes, for 5 minutes and make over $1,000? Not too many places. So this is really a great way to see this in action. You could literally copy these Delta Codes in next Tuesday's webinar and make a ton of money. So again, here's your website. It's andywebinar.com. Go there right now to get access. Oh, hold on, I'll put that back up there, Andy. And next week's webinar is going to be really awesome, right, Andy? I mean, it's going to be an amazing event.
Yeah, we always have a lot of happy people when we go over the live trades, because we go over the strategies on a step-by-step basis. So everything that we talk about today, you can actually apply, or I should say we apply them. So again, we talk about that step-by-step approach that we use for Delta Code trades, and we do that in a live platform setting. So
awesome. So real quick, I want to give everyone a little bit of an overview for the next couple minutes of what you can expect to learn today. I really value your time, and I want to make sure that this is going to be a good use of your time. So this is going to be a 60-minute webinar. We'll wrap up by 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's in just 54 minutes. And then we'll stick around for a Q&A session. So if you have questions, we're going to stick around for as long as you have questions. So if that sounds good, let's get started. In the next 60 minutes, you're going to discover how to earn at least $1,033 every single month. And you could do this even if your portfolio had just, let's say, $10,000. You can do it without owning a single share of stock or a bond, and you can also reduce your market risk by an astounding 80%. Think about that. You can make a lot of income and reduce the risk that you would have if, let's say, you were just invested in the market. This means that you could be earning over $12,396 in annual income, and for some folks, that's actually more than they would earn from Social Security in a year. Now, of course, you can use this if you've got a bigger account, if you got $25,000 or $50,000 to invest, and you could expect 84 to 108% total returns in the next 12 months. Now, maybe those numbers seem a little bit big. The best part is, though, that you can get started even if you have a very small account. Let's say you had $500, you could get started trading these Delta codes. And that really does make this the perfect solution if you've got a small account. And frankly, it's the easiest way to earn 10 times more profits from any account. So let me read a quick U.S. government required disclaimer. You're going to want to grab a pen and paper. If you don't have a pen and paper, run and grab one real quick while I'm reading this U.S. government required disclaimer, and then we're going to turn it over to Andy and get right into the presentation. So this U.S. government required disclaimer says, Forex future stocks and options trading is not appropriate for everyone. There's substantial risk of loss associated with trading these markets. Losses can and will occur. No system methodology has ever been developed that can guarantee profits to ensure the avoidance of losses. No representation is being made that using the strategies or tactics or information on this website, webinar, or accompanying material to generate profits or ensure the avoidance of losses. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations, not like an actual performance record. Simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trade has not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as lack of liquidity. No representations being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown today. Wyatt Investment Research is not a registered financial advisor or broker dealer. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities. Please consult your financial advisor before making any important investment decisions. Boom, got that out of the way. So I need your attention. Andy needs your attention. What we want you to do is close your email program, sign off of Facebook and Twitter, turn off the TV or any music that you have streaming in the background. That can negatively affect your connection with the webinar and could disrupt this and have you miss really important pieces. And again, I want you to grab a pen and paper because you're going to want to take notes. If you have questions at any time, this is an interactive presentation. What I want you to do is go to the GoToWebinar control panel, go to questions, type your questions in. Andy and I, our lines are unmuted. Everybody else is muted because we're approaching 1,000 people in the live webinar room. And as you can imagine, if you have that many people who start asking questions, it becomes very difficult for us to do the presentation. So our goal is to help you earn consistent profits every single month without taking on big risks. This strategy could hand you $1,000 to $3,000 in monthly profits without a ton of risk, even if you have a small account. And if you stay until the end, what we're going to do is we're going to send you a replay link. So we're only sending out the webinar replay to the people who are here at 1 p.m. in the webinar room. If you log out early, you will not be getting the webinar replay link. Secondly, we're going to be doing that question and answer session, and then we have a special bonus as well that we want to tell you about. So real quick, the reason why I'm so excited about Delta Codes, it's really for two reasons. First, when I think about my parents who you see here, they recently retired, and I know that they're experiencing that thing that happens whenever you retire, which is you lose out on all the income that you were earning from a job, right? And so I know for retired folks like my parents, sometimes it can be a little bit stressful, right? Moving into retirement, not having that consistent income. And we all know that Social Security just isn't enough. And that's really where Delta Codes come in, because these Delta Code strategies can really let you multiply your income in a serious way. Now, if you just invested in dividend stocks earning, let's say, a 3% yield, well, on a $1 million portfolio, you'd be earning $30,000 a year. Most folks I know don't have $1 million in a portfolio. And so for that reason, we really believe that Delta Codes are the solution to allowing you to leverage that capital and earn bigger income every single month without having to have a 7-figure account. I also think about my kids. Here's a photo of 3 of them. They're really little. And as you can imagine, the skyrocketing costs of college make it such that we really do need superior returns, right? I can't be satisfied with average returns of 6% in the market. I need better returns. And that's where these Delta Codes fit in for me personally as well. So what makes this different, right? And Andy, we get this question a lot, is what makes this different? And I always like to say, this is different than a lot of other webinars out there. If you're interested in a get rich quick, become a millionaire trader tomorrow, this probably isn't for you. This is for folks who want to take a serious approach to earning more income every single month, but they're not interested in taking those outsized risks that occur when you're trying to make 100% overnight or 1,000% in a week and those types of crazy gains. So if you're interested in things like trading cryptocurrencies or something like that and want to become a millionaire tomorrow, this probably isn't for you. If you want a safe and steady approach to earning that consistent income month after month after month and winning, 80, 90, 95% of your trades, then you're definitely in the right spot. So Andy, tell us what makes this different than a lot of other things that people have seen out there?
Well, what makes this different is that it has to be completely passive. That's what we wanted to see from this particular strategy. And that's exactly what Delta Codes fulfill. And we wanted to use a strategy that isn't going to use anything that's risky, where we could lose money, or we're not going to lose a lot of money on these trades. That's why we tend to choose ETFs that we're familiar with. We tend to choose blue chip stocks that we're familiar with. We also wanted to use a strategy that has a high probability of success. And that's exactly what Delta Codes do. And most importantly, we needed to generate at least $1,000 in profits every single month, even with a small account.
Excellent. And so again, real quick, I mentioned my name earlier. I'm Ian Wyatt, and you guys are probably familiar with me because you're attending this webinar with us, right? So again, I got started investing when I was really small. Started investing with Exxon stock. My grandparents gave me a couple shares of stock, and I put it in the dividend reinvestment program. And next thing you know, for like $10,000, and that was a pretty amazing experience for me as a little kid. And that really got me hooked on investing at an early age. Now, I've always been a long-term investor focused on buying great companies, and I turned my passion into a successful investment research firm that today you know as Wyatt Investment Research. Here's a few photos of me and my family, and the reason why I'm so committed to discovering new strategies is because I really think about my own family and my own family's financial future. And I know that the difference between families that are financially sound and secure and those that aren't is really the difference between owning the right investments and the wrong investments in so many cases. And so my lifelong mission has been to uncover new ways to invest that allow us to beat the market consistently over the long term. And with my work at Wyatt Investment Research, I'm able to share all of that with you. And that's why you're here today, is because Andy and I made this discovery. And technically, actually, it was Andy. I won't even try to take credit for it because Andy is far smarter than me when it comes to these types of trading strategies. Andy made this discovery. I've embraced it, and today we're sharing it with you. So that's really why we're here. And if you have a family and you're thinking about how to secure your family's financial future, whether you have young kids like me or you're already retired and are thinking about your kids and grandkids, these strategies that you're going to learn today really could be the difference between securing that financial future and not having to worry about your future. So again, with me today is Andy Crowder, though. Andy Crowder is the man of the hour. He started trading on Wall Street at Oppenheimer and Company. He studied under one of the original CBOE floor traders. And look, Andy has tried some of those swing for the fences strategies, right? Where you're trying to make $1 million overnight and you're going to make 2,000% returns, right? And he's tried that. And initially, those strategies worked, but ultimately they fail. Just like going to Las Vegas, the house always wins. So Andy has learned, after making some of those costly mistakes, how the pros consistently make money in the market. And he's used those lessons to earn over 6 figures in trading income. Right now, he teaches over 15,000 people, just like you, how to trade for income like a professional. So Andy, welcome to the webinar. Again, thanks for being here. We got a ton to get into, and I want to get right into these Delta Codes because I know people are pretty excited about this.
Yeah, thanks, Ian, and thanks everyone again for being here. We have a lot of people here today. So what you're seeing here, just like Ian, the reason why I do this, the reason why I like Delta Codes, why it's one of my favorite income strategies, is because it allows me to prepare for the future. Whether that is through my child's education, she's 11, she just gave a presentation in front of her school, she wants to be a chemical engineer. I know, she's 11. But I also have a little one on the way as well. And she's due in October. So I have a lot to prepare for in the future. That's the reason why we're here. It's either we're preparing for our family's future, for retirement, whatever it may be. This is why we use these types of income strategies like the Delta Codes.
Awesome. And Andy, I know we have a ton of people who are really familiar with us here at Wyatt Investment Research, but we always have a few people who are new. You know, they came into the webinar, maybe they saw us on Facebook or they read about an article and they're new. And so I know that a lot of you are pretty familiar with our work. You've probably read about us in Barron's magazine, the oldest financial weekly paper out there. You've probably seen us on Market Watch from the Wall Street Journal. Maybe you've seen us on Yahoo Finance where we contribute, or in Kiblinger's Personal Finance magazine, or in Inc. magazine where we're named one of the fastest growing privately held companies in America. So we've been all over the place. So even if this is your first webinar with us, you've probably heard about us or read about us over the years. Now, I want to let folks know you're in the right place today if you're just getting started with active trading. You're in the right place if you've had inconsistent trading results. You're in the right place if you want to win at least 70 to 90% of your trades. Who wants to win 70 to 90% of your trades? Go to questions and type in yes in all caps if you want to win 70 to 90% of your trades. You're in the right place if you want to use some of these pro-level trading strategies that Andy learned from one of the original traders on the floor of the CBOE in Chicago. You're in the right place if you need to earn an extra $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month just to make ends meet. You're in the right place. You're going to learn the #1 rule for trading. You're going to learn how to select the best trades. You're going to learn why you need to win at least 80% of your trades. And if you're not, it's a huge mistake. You're going to learn how to reduce your market risk by at least 80% or more. Plus, we're going to show you the easy way to earn 5 times more income from regular stocks. So today's presentation is broken down into 3 parts. First, we're going to talk about monthly profit checks. Secondly, we're going to talk about how to understand the Delta code. And third, we're going to show you how you could copy Andy's Delta code trades. So that brings us to part #1. And Andy, tell us about the #1 problem out there that most folks have.
So the #1 problem is, as a lot of us know, is not earning enough income. With a 2% yield, you need $1 million invested to earn $20,000 per year. Now, a lot of folks turn to the simplest income strategy, and that's known as cover calls. Now, what is a cover call? Cover calls can easily pay you lots of cash. Now, you could collect $100 to $400 on just one stock. It's a great strategy. I personally love these trades, but it has one big problem. You have to have a lot of capital. You have to have a big account. And that's because in order to sell one call contract, you have to own at least 100 shares of stock. A lot of us can't afford that type of capital outlay. Now, let's just look at how much capital you need to invest to buy 100 shares of these popular stocks. Now, for instance, Citibank, you'd need over 7,000, Walmart over 8,700, Apple over 17, almost 18,000, Netflix over 32,000, Amazon almost $160,000. You'd need at least $50,000 to $100,000 to trade cover calls just on 10 blue chip stocks. Now, that's a ton of money for a lot of folks.
Yeah, and this includes my Uncle Bill. And if I can just jump in here with a quick story, Andy. A couple of years ago, I was out in Oregon visiting my dad for his birthday, and we had a huge get together, right? And it was essentially a family reunion, with a pig roast, kegs of beer, a huge bonfire, late night, right? You can sort of imagine what this looks like in Oregon's wine country. And after a big meal and a couple glasses of whiskey, I'll be honest, my uncle, he grabbed a seat next to me, right? And he pulled up a seat next to me, and we have the campfire, right? We're in these Adirondack chairs in their yard. And he grabbed a seat next to me. And, my uncle and I aren't very close, but he knows that I work in the financial markets, and he knows that I do investment research, and he knows that I like to trade, right? So I wasn't exactly surprised when he started talking to me about his investments, right? I mean, that's sort of a common thing in my world. If you're focused on investments at work, it's not uncommon for folks to come up to me, I'm having dinner with friends, or, at a kid's birthday party, for people to say, hey, Ian, what do you think of Apple stock? Or, what do you think of Google? Or I'm thinking about buying Spotify, right? That happens to me sort of like every day. So I'm totally used to it. So I wasn't exactly surprised when he asked me about his investments. And, so we got started talking, right? And he owns some blue chip stocks. He owns ExxonMobil. He owns General Electric and Verizon and Microsoft. But I'll be honest, he wasn't very happy with the income that he was earning, right? And that's because, when he wasn't retired and he was working, it didn't really matter, right? You get that dividend check and it's for $31.27. It's like, okay, maybe I'll go out for dinner or something, right? And when you're getting those quarterly checks, and they're very small amounts, who cares, right? But the thing is, he recently retired, right? And when he retired, he left his job that was paying around $60,000 a year, working in construction in Seattle. And, now that he's retired, he's looking to replace some of that income, right? And, one of the things that we talked about was that Social Security really does fall short, because even if you've been contributing to Social Security for years, you might just be getting like $1,200 a month, right? I mean, and that's not even enough to pay for rent in Seattle for a one-bedroom apartment, right? So you can imagine why this could be a problem, right? Anyway, so back to my uncle. So I started talking to him a little bit about his portfolio. And, he explained to me that, most of his savings is in a 401k. And he, like I said, he's starting to get Social Security. In his personal account, though, he owns, 51 shares of Exxon, 67 shares of General Electric, 50 shares of Verizon, 82 shares of Microsoft. Now, most folks out there, if Bill went to meet with a financial advisor, they'd probably say, well, let's do some covered calls to earn more income, right? Because instead of earning 2 or 3% in dividends, maybe he could earn, 6, 8, 9% using covered calls, right? A year. Now, the only problem, though, is that he doesn't own 100 shares of these stocks. And that's important because in order to sell one covered call contract, you have to have 100 shares of stock. And so he really can't use this income strategy unless he were to sell a bunch of stocks and sort of consolidate and have only maybe 2 or 3 underlying positions on which he could write these covered calls. So point is, he was really sort of stuck. And, that got me thinking on my flight home, flying home from Portland, Oregon to my home in Vermont, got me thinking about this and thinking, what if we could create a new profit trade? Something that would let Bill get all the benefits of a covered call trade without having to have a $100,000 trading account and without having to take on the risk of owning an individual stock and without the risk of having all of his cash in the market at the same time. Now, stocks are currently trading at all-time highs. You look at these charts right here, you can see, stocks are trading at all-time highs. Here's the S&P 500, here's the NASDAQ, here's the Russell 2000. So stocks are trading at all-time highs, and that creates a little bit of risk for a lot of folks, especially people who are retired, right? And so as soon as I got back to my office, I sat down with Andy, and we started an intensive 3-month special research project. And Andy was actually able to develop a simple strategy that he thought would achieve the desired results, which are, first of all, consistent profits. And secondly, being able to do that without big risk. Now, of course, before bringing you this strategy, right, because we weren't just going to do the work and then say, here we have it, Andy spent over 2 years actually testing this concept in the market to make sure that it actually would hold up and it would actually work. And so Andy and I are pleased to report that he's actually ready to share it with you. And it's something that he calls the Delta Code. Today, he's going to show you how you can pay out over $1,033 in easy monthly profits. And that brings us to part number 2, which is really understanding what the Delta Code is. And so, Andy, tell us a little bit about the Delta Code, because I know we're getting lots of questions from folks saying, I've never heard of this Delta Code before. What exactly is this?
Yeah, so basically by using Delta, I've been able to basically crack that so-called income code. What it does is it allows me to get all the benefits of a typical covered call strategy without buying a single share of stock. So instead of buying 100 shares of Apple, 100 shares of General Electric, 100 shares of Walmart, it doesn't matter. You can use a secret, little-known financial transaction instead. Now, even though this was briefly mentioned in Michael Lewis's Wall Street Journal bestseller, The Big Short, most investors are completely oblivious.
And some folks, they may not have read the book, The Big Short, but they probably saw the movie with, with Christian Bale and Brad Pitt, right? It was like a really big movie, which is unusual for a movie about Wall Street, right, Andy?
Yeah, and in The Big Short, Michael Lewis tells the story of Jamie Mai and Charlie Ledley and their hedge fund with $110,000 of their own personal savings. Now, they were just 30 years old when they discovered this, and they were basically novice investors. Now, using this same Delta Code, they were able to turn a small $26,000 investment in Capital One into a $526,000 profit. Had they simply bought shares of stock in the market for $26,000, their investment would have grown by 75%. Instead, they were able to make over 1,900% in profits by using these Delta codes. Now, here's what happened to Capital One stock.
And that's a pretty big move, right? I mean, Capital One did well, so folks who just got into the stock, they did well, they made money. But the point is, they could have made a lot more money using the Delta code, right?
Exactly, and we've had a lot of similar success. We saw a lot of success in 2017. I mean, for example, Boeing was up 50%. We made 128.5% using these same Delta codes. Now, Jamie and Charlie made these huge gains without ever buying a single share of stock. They're not the only ones. Joel Greenblatt is one of the top New York City hedge fund managers. Now, his hedge fund, Gotham Asset Management, has $11.2 billion in assets. He's also a top professor at the Columbia School of Business, teaching conservative, value-oriented investing strategies. He even wrote a bestseller, You Can't Be a Stock Market Genius, and it's basically uncovering these secret places to make these particular trades. And basically what he does is he's revealing how he regularly uses these Delta codes to multiply his profits while locking in profits along the way. Now, meanwhile, top investment managers just like these guys use Delta code trades to multiply their profits.
Yeah, and here Andy, and Warren Buffett uses this, right? And who are these other guys here as well?
Yeah, Warren Buffett, Carl Icahn, just to name a few. But now you can use these same Delta codes in the same way as Joel Greenblatt or the guys at Cornwall Capital or Warren Buffett. But I recently discovered an even better way to use these Delta codes. And that's because you can use these powerful Delta codes to make money from individual stocks without buying a single share of stock. But more importantly, you can lock in consistent gains every 36 days on average. That's been our average profit duration. So you're not counting on one huge payday when you're making these trades, although that could very well happen. Now, instead, you get to take a little money off the table every single month. And that's why we look at this strategy as an income strategy, because it's cash that gets deposited directly into your account. Or you can simply consider profits, or as much like what we see in a growth oriented portfolio, because the payments are so large. It's completely possible to earn anywhere from 84 to 108% profits per year. We've done that. And like I talked about Boeing, we even made 128.5% in 1 year. Now, this allows you to double your investment account in just 12 months. Now, maybe you're just starting to get with $2,000, or you're already trading with a $20,000 account. Perhaps you've already built up a $200,000 account. It really doesn't matter how much you have, because you can use this particular strategy, that being a Delta code strategy, to double your money in just 1 year. Now, what does matter is how much you'd like to collect.
And that's pretty amazing. And so let's just take a minute to explain exactly how this works, Andy. First, does this work in any market, or is it better in some types of markets rather than others?
So the way that we apply this particular strategy, because I know there's several questions, and again, that second webinar, we're really going to go over the step-by-step approach on how we apply the strategy with live trades. But this type of strategy, that being a Delta code strategy, works in any type of market, whether it's a bull market, a bear market, a sideways market. The market that we're seeing right now, it works very well.
Excellent. And so I understand that Delta codes can save you a lot of money, right? So you don't have to have as much money. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, and we talked about this before. So rather than owning 100 shares of stock, we simply are just going out and buying, basically, we're going out and using this Delta code strategy as an alternative to a stock strategy. And by doing so, we're saving anywhere from 65 to 85% in capital. And what that allows us to do is it allows us to diversify amongst a basket of stocks rather than having all of our capital tied up in one particular stock.
Right. So instead of having to invest, let's say, $1,000, you can invest $200 or $300 or something like that, right?
Yeah, correct. I mean, for instance, even with Apple, Apple would cost anywhere, it's like $17,000, $18,000. We could do the same for $3,500. It's significantly less.
Right. And so how long does it take to actually get paid with these Delta codes? Are these things that, you make the trade and you immediately earn some income, or does it take a couple days or months, or how exactly does that work?
So we basically earn the income instantaneous as soon as we place the trade. And as I stated before, the average duration of each trade that we're placing is around 36 days.
Wait, time out. You're telling me that you get paid on day number one?
Yes. So as soon as you basically place the trade, it goes into your account immediately. And that's why we see this strategy as an income strategy. That's why a lot of people, it works just like a covered call strategy.
Wow, that's really amazing because I know with most investments that I make, and again, folks, I'm a buy and hold investor. I'm not, I'm not an active trader by any means, but usually, I'll buy a stock and it might, move sideways for 6 months before taking off. And during that time, I feel like my money's sort of dead. I'm not really earning anything. So that's really awesome, though, that with these Delta codes, you get paid upfront cash, really within a couple seconds of executing that trade, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's awesome. Who thinks that's awesome? Go ahead and give me a yes in all caps if you think that's pretty awesome to be getting paid upfront with these Delta codes. I want to go ahead. I've totally forgotten to do some poll questions. I'm going to put a poll question up here for our audience. My question for you is this: what's your biggest challenge that you face today? Is it that you're just getting started? Is it that you need help managing risk in your account? Is it that you're getting inconsistent trading results where, you might go on a little winning streak and win a few trades in a row, but then you go on a losing streak and it can really get you down? Or is it that you're actually losing money in the market and you're just not making money? Or is it really that you're just looking to earn more income? You're not earning enough income today. So right now, I only have 5% of people voting in this poll, and I'm not going to let Andy continue with this presentation until I get at least half of the audience voting in this poll. It's really good for you guys to participate. It lets us customize today's presentation. So, for example, a lot of you are talking about inconsistent trading results. 32% of you are saying inconsistent trading results is an issue. Another 28% of you are saying not earning enough income is your number one challenge. And that really helps us. And Andy, maybe we could talk a little bit more about how this can deliver consistent results. And we also talk a little bit more about the income opportunity here, because it seems like those are really the two biggest challenges. So I now have 35% of people voting in this poll. Let's get that up to 50%. If you're sitting at your computer, ignoring me, pretending that I'm not asking you to answer a poll, go ahead, turn your attention to the poll. Literally, all you do is you put your mouse on there, you select a button, you hit submit, and boom, then we can continue with the presentation. So go ahead and do that right now. And Andy, let's talk about the consistency real quick, because I know consistency, that's the number one thing that people have, is they're getting inconsistent trading results.
Yeah, so basically, when we talk about, Delta codes, are they less volatile? Are they consistent? Every time we make a trade, we're bringing in income on a consistent basis every 36 days. That premium actually goes into your account, as we talked about before, immediately. And the reason why it's less volatile is because we are smoothing out that equity curve. Now, what does that mean? Basically, that means that we are creating a hedge of sorts. And that's why this particular strategy works in any type of market environment. Not only that, we also have less risk on the table. So rather than buying 100 shares and having all that capital invested towards one particular stock, we could take that same amount of capital, for instance, an Apple, where we would spend normally $18,000 just to buy 100 shares of stock, or more if we had Amazon or something else. We're able to only spend $3,500 on Apple, and then we could diversify amongst a basket of other stocks using this particular strategy. And by doing so, we're creating a sound investment strategy. It's basically investing 101. We want to use a basket of blue chip stocks. And that's basically, a lot of people will say, so what can you use these particular Delta codes? Can you use them on any stock or ETF? Yes, of course you can. And what I choose to do is I tend to use these Delta code trades on stocks that are household names. The Caterpillars of the world, the Boeings, the Apples, Twitter, whatever it may be, when it comes to basically they're blue chip S&P 500, mostly Dow type stocks that we know are going to be around for the long haul.
Awesome. So let's ask it, and I have another question for you, Andy. Are these Delta code trades less volatile than just investing in the market? I know a lot of folks out there, they like to invest in ETFs. They own the S&P 500. They own the Vanguard 5000. Is using these Delta codes less volatile than just being in the market?
Yeah, just by the inherent nature of this particular strategy, as I said before, we're going to see less volatility in these types of trades than we would otherwise. That being, if you just owned 100 shares or whatever it may be of that individual ETF or that stock.
Yeah, and I want to go back to something that we talked about at the very start of the webinar. You were talking about covered calls and how, a lot of financial advisors push those, but they're really not great for a lot of people. So I'm just curious, does our audience, the folks here in the webinar room, have you ever traded covered calls? Just give me a yes, I trade them now, or tell me I traded them in the past, but not right now, or no, you're not trading and you never have traded covered calls. I'm just curious if this audience has used that strategy in the past. And again, Andy thinks covered calls is a great strategy, right, Andy? It's just Delta codes happen to be a lot better, right?
Yeah, well, for one, all the research is out. People have been doing cover calls now for 30 plus years, and cover calls, hands down, are the best income strategy out there. Now, we have to remember 30 years ago, the average investor didn't have access to the same types of strategies that we as the retail public, as individual investors, have access to now. We have access to the same technology that basically professional traders had at one time. They're affordable. Commissions are affordable. So we have access to use these particular strategies. And so we know that cover calls, again, as I said before, is the best income strategy out there. But now we have the ability to use these Delta codes. We have access to use these Delta codes as a stock replacement. So we don't have to purchase those individual shares, particularly 100 shares, to use a cover call strategy. We're using the same exact strategy as a cover call, but rather than buying 100 shares, we just are simply using the Delta code strategy.
And so let's take a look at this. It looks like 35% of people say yes, they trade them now. 23% say they've traded them in the past, but not right now. And 42% are saying no, they don't. So that's really interesting. Real quick, so can you use these Delta codes on any stock, Andy?
Yeah, you can use Delta codes on any stock as long as they are optionable, meaning they have liquid options. Now, that being said, as I said before, I don't recommend just going out and choosing any particular stock. We want to be selective. And as I said before, I tend to choose low beta stocks that are household names, blue chip stocks that reside in the Dow or in the S&P 500, stocks that we all know, stocks, more importantly, that you want to own for the long term.
And so how exactly do you select the right stocks to trade?
Again, it kind of falls under that same category. We want to choose low beta stocks that we want to own for the long term. It's very simple. We don't want to, it's not a huge guessing game, but that's the point. By using this particular strategy, we're able to diversify amongst a basket of stocks. Rather than taking, if we have $20,000 and we can only choose one stock and it's, all or nothing, we have the ability to, do far less and choose a basket of 10 stocks for $10,000 to $12,000, if not less.
So let's go ahead and put up a list of your top 20 stocks to trade. Does that sound good?
It sounds great.
Great. So here's your list. These are your favorite stocks that you like to trade Delta codes on. And a lot of these, we don't need to read the whole list, but, a lot of these are pretty big household names, right, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, Home Depot, Wells Fargo, Verizon, Pfizer, Chevron, Boeing, Cisco, Coke, IBM, Caterpillar, Walmart, Microsoft, Facebook. It's basically names that we all know, household names. And then there's a few ETFs that we trade as well, as you can see, XOP and a couple other ETFs as well.
Great. And so how about we show folks how you would go about selecting specific stocks for trading these Delta codes. And I know on Tuesday we're going to be hosting a live webinar, Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And just as a reminder, if you're not registered for the webinar, I want you to go to www.andywebinar.com right now. Go to andywebinar.com, and I've also typed this into chat, so you can simply click the link in chat. Don't close out of the webinar. Open up a new web browser window if you're doing this through a web browser so that you don't leave the webinar. But go there to make sure that you're signed up. Again, all you need to do is enter your email address, and that'll get you signed up. We want to make sure that you're there because on Tuesday, we're going to take this Delta codes into action. We're actually going to show you how to make these trades, 3 live trades, and you could be earning over $1,033 in just 5 minutes. Again, mark your calendar too, or write this down on a piece of paper. Tuesday, May 8th, 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And again, the website is www.andywebinar.com. So let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to leave this up here for a minute, andywebinar.com. Let's do this though first, Andy. Let's show folks how we would select the 3 stocks right now so that they'll know what 3 stocks we're going to be trading on Tuesday.
Yeah, sounds good. So again, on Tuesday, as Ian said, we're going to go through each trade step by step. We're going to go through all of the mechanics. So you will have everything that you need in order to use this particular strategy, particularly with the 3 underlying stocks and ETFs that I'm going to talk about right now. So really the first step and the most important piece when we're selecting a stock is that, or an ETF that we want to use with the Delta Code strategy, is we want something that's highly liquid. Now, as you can see, this comes from our platform, and you can see Apple is one of the stocks that we're going to look at for Tuesday. We're also going to look at the ETF, the S&P Oil and Gas ETF, XOP. We've had a lot of success with XOP. And we're also going to look at GLD as well. I know Ian feels strongly about oil and that being one of the next bull markets. That's why we wanted to talk about that. A lot of other people feel the same as well. And then, but there's other, we have a basket of 10 to 15 other stocks that we trade using the strategy as well. And I will be introducing more stocks and ETFs, not just, not just bullish based where we want it to move higher, but also some hedged based ETFs as well, just in case the market happens to turn lower. So we have a variety of different stocks that you can choose from, whatever suits the type of investment that you want to place in. But again, these 3 underlying issues will be the stocks that we were going to talk about. And again, it's all about the liquidity. For one, we want to use stocks or ETFs that we know are that are going to be household names. They're going to be around for a long time. But the most important piece in that first step is that we want to use an underlying stock or ETF that is highly liquid.
Awesome. So we have those names up there, and you guys can write this down real quick. Look at your screen right now. I'm just curious. Before we do this live trading on Tuesday, I just want to understand how advanced your trading experience is, because this will help us on Tuesday decide, how advanced or how simple we want to keep the presentation on Tuesday. So real quick, you'll see the poll is up on your screen. It just says, describe your active trading experience. Are you just getting started? Would you say that you have intermediate experience, or would you say that you're advanced? And by advanced, I mean you're using some really complicated strategies. You've been trading for at least 5 to 10 years. You have a ton of experience. So, getting started means, you literally opened an account recently and, you're just sort of diving in right now. Maybe you've made a few trades, but you're pretty new. Whereas intermediate means, you've been doing this for a few years. You've got some experience under your belt. You consistently use some strategies, and you're making some money. You're happy where you are. You just want to get a little bit better. So go ahead and cast your vote right now. And Andy, it looks like, most of the folks here in today's audience are what I'd consider to be intermediate investors, and so we'll make sure that we keep the presentation on Tuesday to be somewhere between getting started and intermediate. We'll make sure we make it simple enough so that if you're just getting started, you can do this. If you're an intermediate trader, you're gonna love this. It's gonna be geared right towards you, and certainly the advanced folks, I think you're gonna learn something brand new. But you might just have to be a little bit patient with us as we adapt it, because we want to make sure everybody comes along and everybody who's in the webinar room is going to learn this important strategy. So we're going to do something special though. We're going to help folks, get started and jumpstart their portfolios by revealing step-by-step instructions for these Delta codes. And, Andy, I've actually set up a real money investment account over at TD Ameritrade with $10,000 of my own savings. It's a relatively small account, but we're going to use that to show folks how to use Delta codes to get paid upfront cash without buying a single share of stock, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, and Oh, good. Keep going, Andy.
Well, and it's always the best way to learn something is through not only through repetition, but by seeing someone actually do this. And we're going to go over, as we've talked about before, there's 3 individual trades on a step-by-step basis.
Awesome. And so again, on Tuesday, we're going to walk you through that. We're going to walk you through those trades. It's going to be amazing. And within 5 minutes, you could be collecting over $1,000. So it'll be really fun. So here's the deal. I want to ask you one more poll question, and then we're going to turn this over. We're going to open up the Q&A session here in just a couple of minutes. What's your biggest concern about trading Delta codes, folks? So this is up on your screen right now. What's your biggest concern about trading Delta codes? Look over at your computer. It's up on your screen. It says, what's your biggest concern? It appears to be confusing, not enough capital, cost of trading commissions, not enough time, or that it just seems downright risky. So go ahead and give me your response right now. Again, curious, what are your biggest concerns about Delta codes? And again, this will help us both in the Q&A session and on Tuesday to make sure if you have some specific concerns that we're able to help you understand the risks appropriately. We certainly wouldn't want you to get into trading Delta codes if this isn't right for you. So go ahead and give me a quick response right now. I'm at 30% responding. That's pretty good. You guys know I like to have at least half of my audience alive, awake, and engaged. So, excuse me there. I'm going to go ahead and close that down. So, Andy, it looks like there are a ton of questions. Do you have a ton of questions in there?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so looks like we have a ton of questions. I have an idea. Let's let Andy take 5 minutes to look over the questions and get ready for that Q&A session, which will start in just a couple minutes. We'll answer every single question that you have about Delta codes. But before we do that, I want to briefly invite you to join Andy's inner circle and get early access. This will give you a unique opportunity to get complete access to his Delta code strategy and allow you to trade right alongside him, doing every single one that he's doing. So that brings me to part 3 of today's presentation, which is copy Andy's Delta code trades. And so I want to take the next 5 minutes to present Andy's #1 income trade alert service. It's something called High Yield Trader. And High Yield Trader will give you the complete income trading solution, showing you exactly how to select the right Delta code trades for earning safe, consistent, and large payouts every 30 to 45 days. Now, this is an exclusive trading portfolio focused 100% on Delta codes, with new trades happening every 30 days on average. And the average gains are about 31.7% per position. So here you can see all the Delta code trades, and they're up on the screen. We didn't edit this or anything. This is all of them, including winners and losers. And you'll see the amazing returns that Andy has been earning. I mean, we're talking about 13.5% in Verizon, 64% in Pfizer, 22.9% in Chevron, 128% in Boeing, 108% in Caterpillar, and the list goes on and on and on. Simply put, this is the fastest way to start implementing Delta code trades in your portfolio. And so this is what I want to give you today. I want to give you Andy's Delta code trade alerts. This includes live trades. I want to give you the High Yield Trader Portfolio Manager. I want to give you special members-only webinars. I want to give you 52 weekly issues of High Yield Trader and Platinum Concierge Service. Total value of this package, folks, is $9,484. Now, this is working right now for business owners who are too busy to make these trades on their own and do all the research. It works great for busy professionals, for full-time traders who are looking for new trade ideas, as well as for retirees. So this works great no matter who you are, no matter what you're doing. And Andy and I, we had 2 choices when we developed this. We had 2 choices when it came to this. And we said, look, we can either go as cheaply as possible, just roll out, some trade alerts and send them out to folks. But we knew that that would not really incentivize us to stack on the value. And we knew that folks really probably wouldn't be that successful. And so we went for the second option, which requires a slightly higher investment on your part. But in exchange, Andy's able to devote the resources necessary to help ensure your success. And so I want to tell you about the free bonuses that I want to give you right now. I'm going to give all these to you right now. I'm going to give you a secret URL, and you're going to go there right now, and you're going to claim these bonuses, because we're going to give you over 10 hours of training videos, which are designed to help you get started today. These videos alone are $999 value. So you're going to get these videos alone. You're also going to get These are, again, Andy's pro level strategies designed to help you from day one. You're going to get Delta Code reveals the secret to 412% gains. This is a new special report from Andy. Includes his #1 rule for trading, shows you exactly how to make money using Delta Codes. He's also going to send you this, the easy way to trade Dogs of the Dow to make 10 times more profits using a Dogs of the Dow strategy, which we didn't have time to talk about today, but really could multiply your income. This is a $497 value. He's also going to send you Income for Life, the fast track to a lifetime of wealth. This report is a $197 value, includes wealth building secrets of the super rich that you can implement today for low risk, high reward trades. You're also going to get bonus number 5, which is called Top 3 Delta Code Trades for today. This is going out next Tuesday at 2 p.m. You could earn over $1,000 using this report alone. It's a $497 value. Here's what I need you to do, folks. Get on over to my website, www.tradedeltacodes.com, tradedeltacodes.com. And here we go, folks. I'm going to send this to you right now. I'm typing this out, www.tradedeltacodes.com. That's the website, folks. Get on over to www.tradedeltacodes.com. That's a special website that Andy and I have set up, which includes all the details on how to claim all these free bonuses. Now, I want to let you know that this is only available to the first 50 people who respond. Only the first 50 people are going to get all the free bonuses that Andy and I have discussed today regarding the Delta Codes trading strategy. So you need to get on over to the website right now. Only 50 people get in, and I already have 12 people on the website. 12 people on the website for 50 spots. So wow, and I'm getting a message. I'm getting like text messages from my support team. They say now we have 25 people on the website, folks, at www.tradedeltacodes.com. All right, now we're at 71 people on the website, Andy. So 71 people on the website. Not everybody's going to get these free bonuses. So again, I want to send you the special report, which includes step-by-step instructions. I want to send you the 10 hours of videos, which are right here, the 10 hours of videos. I want to send you the Delta Code secret to 412% profits. I want to send you Andy's Dogs of the Dow bonus strategy for earning 10 times more profits, and the Income for Life, the fast track to wealth. You're going to get all of that, folks. It's a huge value, but you need to open up a new web browser window and go to www.tradedeltacodes.com to get in right now. Wow, we have 97 people on the website, Andy, but only 50 people are going to get in. Folks, if you're not on the website right now, you are going to be locked out. I encourage you, go to that website right now or call 888-875-1960. Wow, we've broken through. We have over 103 people on the website right now, Andy, and this is going to fill up very, very quickly here. So again, when you'll know you're in the right place, and I don't want you to close out of the webinar. I want you to open up a new web browser window and go to www.tradedeltacodes.com. You'll know you're in the right place because at the top of the page it says cash your $1,033 profit check every 10 days. You'll scroll down to the bottom, fill in your information. You'll notice our website is completely secure. Again, it's www.tradedeltacodes.com. And you'll notice you can get everything today. It's backed up with our 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like what you see, let us know and we'll give you a credit towards any other research. Wow, we have 137 people on the website, Andy, but only 50 people are going to get in. I want to tell them about a few more bonuses, and then we're going to do that Q&A. Bonus number 6, we're going to give you making your brokerage account options ready. For those of you who are just getting started, this report walks you through how to create and set up your brokerage account so that you're ready to be trading. It's perfect for new traders, folks who are just getting started. We're also going to send you what I call the Bible of options trading. It's called Andy Crowder's Complete Guide to Options Profits. This alone is a $497 value. It includes Andy's top strategies and rules for making big profits. All said and done, all of these free bonuses that I want to send you today, they're a $3,381 value. These free bonuses, you can download them today from Andy's private and secure website, but you need to get onto the website right now if you want access, because only the first 50 people are going to get in. And Sharon just joined us. So did Blaine. Blaine, you're in. Gary Franz, you're in. So is Ralph Jenkins. Pat Venable. Sharon, you're in as well. Wow. Leonardo is in. So is Vince. Bernard Lee. Robert, you're in. So is Christine. So is Todd. Wow. Amazing, Andy. Ronald is in. So is Sally. Wow, this is filling up faster than I ever would have imagined. Wow, those first 50 spots are going to be gone within a couple seconds, Andy. Wow, and I just got a message. We're at 153 people on the website, Andy. And wow, we just don't have that many spots left. So folks, if you're not on the website, I'd get on over there right now, www.tradedeltacodes.com. Again, you're going to get all these instant downloads, $3,381. They're absolutely free when you get on over to the website, but you got to get on over there. This comes absolutely free today. This is everything that we're going to give you, folks. This is everything. You're going to get the Delta Code alerts next Tuesday. You're going to get the Portfolio Manager. You're going to get members-only webinars. You're going to get 52 weekly issues. You're going to get Platinum Concierge Service. You're going to get bonus number 1, which is the Delta Code Trades Quick Start System. Total value of this package, folks, $12,866. Right now, we have an early access deadline of tonight at midnight. So right now, we're just opening some early access today only until midnight. And then this is going to be closed, for a bit. So what you need to do is go to www.tradedeltacodes.com. I want to let you know we have more bonuses, folks. We have more bonuses for you. Bonus number 8 is that I'm going to give you 3 years of free access to trade these Delta Codes. So you'll get not 1 year of access, not 2 years of access, not 3 years of access. You're going to get a total of 4 years of access to trading Delta Codes with Andy Crowder. That alone is an $11,850 value. Plus, in addition to the Delta Codes, Andy's going to throw in his Warren Buffett options portfolio, selling puts portfolio, covered calls portfolio, the income cycle portfolio, plus dogs of the Dow trades. Total value of these bonus portfolios, folks, $4,975. So again, take a look at everything that you get. When you add in the 3 years free, plus the 5 extra portfolios, total value of this package, folks, is $29,691. And that's a lot of money, right? And I get that. There's more, though. We're also going to give you free access to the masterclass for Delta Codes with Andy in May. You're going to attend that masterclass with Andy. You'll get your certificate, which you see right here. And this is in May. The masterclass really takes everything that you will have learned today, takes it to the next level. The masterclass alone is a $995 value. You're also going to get this. This is a webinar bonus only for folks in the webinar. You're going to get options mentoring with Andy, 100% included. So Andy will be your coach and mentor for trading Delta Codes and other important strategies. He's going to be your coach. He's going to teach you everything that he knows. Andy isn't a financial advisor. He isn't going to give you any personalized investment advice, but he will teach you what he knows about how to trade the markets. You'll get phone call support. You'll get email responses. And he also sets aside regular office hours that you can schedule time with him. And again, we're only enrolling 50 members in the mentoring program. Mentoring alone is $3,995 a year, but it's included absolutely free with this offer today. So again, total value of everything that we're including is $35,180. Get on over to the website, www.tradedeltacodes.com. And remember, the track record is phenomenal. We'll show you everything that you need to know. These are the types of results that you can start getting. If all this did was make your options trading more profitable, would it be worth it? What if this helped you win 80 to 90% of your trades? Would it be worth it? Those are consistent results. What if this gave you a structure to finally make your money work for you? Would it be worth it? What if you could generate an extra $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month? Would it be worth it? What would 1 year of Delta Codes be worth to you, folks? Would it be worth $5,000, $10,000, maybe even more, right? Well, at this point, you can probably see why other folks have paid as much as $3,995 only to get the alerts. You can see why it's a good deal at that price. Now, for the general public, it's normally $2,995. Because you're in the webinar, I'm opening this up for just $1,495, or you can select the standard plan for just $995. And again, our website is www.tradedeltacodes.com, or pick up the phone and call. Give us a call at 888-875-1960. Again, 888-875-1960, or go to www.tradedeltacodes.com. Now, folks, you have two choices at this point. You can either do nothing and not take a leap of faith, which, by the way, is 100% risk-free, or you can pony up a small investment today compared with all the value that you'll get in return and just give it a shot. If it works, great. If not, let us know and we'll give you credit towards any other research, because this is backed up with our 90-day satisfaction guarantee. That means you can sign up today And if you don't like it for any reason whatsoever, let us know in the next 90 days and we'll give you a credit towards any other research. So again, get on over to www.tradedeltacodes.com or pick up the phone and call 888-875-1960 and we'll get you enrolled right now. So get on over there right now. And Andy, it looks like I just got a message from you. It looks like you're ready to do that Q&A in just 1 minute.
Yeah, sounds good.
Great. So should we tell folks about the fast action bonus? Because I know folks are going to be pretty excited about this when we add this into the equation. Does that sound like a good time to do this?
Yeah, definitely.
Great. Oh, and Barbara, you're in. So is Sharon. So is Pat. So is David. Wow. So is Gary. Awesome, Gary. Welcome aboard. Wow. And I just got a message. We have 131 people on the website. Not that many spots left because, wow, this is just filling up very quickly. Here's the deal. Andy and I spoke right before the webinar started, and we want to do something special for folks who join us during the webinar. So all the folks who've already joined us, you're going to get everything that I'm about to talk about. I'm also going to offer this for the next 20 minutes for those of you who join us here at High Yield Trader and start trading Delta Codes with Andy. So the best part is that for those of you who are joining us today, you'll be able to review all the information over the weekend and be armed and ready to make money on Tuesday when we kick off that next webinar. That's really the best part about this. So here's the deal. I'm just pulling up my countdown clock here. Here's my countdown clock, 20 minutes. What we're going to do is for today's fast action responders, those of you who have already responded or get back to us within the next 20 minutes, we're going to give you 60 days of free access to Options Advantage. Now, Options Advantage is Andy's complimentary, and I don't mean free, but a complimentary service that's focused on advanced options trading strategies. And so with this, you'll not only get access to what you've already learned about today, we also get 60 days of free access to Options Advantage, where you'll learn how to trade iron condors, credit spreads, weekly options, and much, much more. So that'll be 100% included with a 60 days absolutely free when you join us today. But it's only available for the next 20 minutes. Now, Options Advantage is normally $2,950 a year. We're going to give you 60 days absolutely free with this fast action offer. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and start the countdown clock here. Here we go. You ready, Andy?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, boom. So if you're not on the website right now, folks, now's the time to get on over there. Go to www.tradedeltacodes.com or pick up the phone and call. My team is standing by. We're happy to help. We can get you enrolled right now. We're opening this up at an 87% discount. You're going to save thousands and thousands of dollars. Here's the website. Here's my phone number. Get on over there right now. Please do not hesitate. Leong just joined us. Leong, you're in. So is Barbara Fox. So is Ralph Jenkins. So is Blaine Zimmerman. So is Sharon. You're in, Sharon. So is Leonardo. So wow, yeah, great. So get on over to the website, folks. If you're not there and you want this fast action, it's sort of a no-brainer to go and do that now versus waiting. Because if you wait, you're not going to get that fast action. So Andy, let's go ahead and get over to questions. Are you able to see the questions? I know we were having some tech issues earlier.
We have a lot of questions, and I just want to remind people, again, on Tuesday, we're going to go over the step-by-step details to all of those trades on the platform. So you'll learn all the mechanics. Now, that being said, I just want to take a step back and talk about Options Advantage just for a second. We've had 30 out of 33 winning trades in Options Advantage this year. For months, I've been talking about this next bull market and that next bull market being in volatility. Well, that's come to fruition. We've seen volatility pop and we've seen it stay at normal levels, and we've had tons of success in Options Advantage. And the way that I've crafted Options Advantage, and it's been around for roughly 7 years, so it's a long-standing service. But I have a variety of different strategies that I teach everyone in Options Advantage. And this is the case with Options Advantage and High Yield Trader. I send every trade alert out with step-by-step instructions, and I send the closing alert out as well. But if you are interested in Options Advantage, if you think volatility is going to stay around, and in most cases, and I've shown this research to my subscribers, volatility, when it pushes from historically low levels back to normal levels, when that occurs, like what we've seen recently, typically we have a bull market in volatility that lasts anywhere from 5 to 7 years. Right now, it's lasted about 3 months. And again, we've had 30 out of 33 winning trades in Options Advantage. So again, if that's something that you're interested in, if there's something that you think is going to be in place going forward, that being volatility, then Options Advantage is certainly a service that will be geared towards your thinking. And so if you join High Yield Trader today, as Ian said, within the next 20 minutes, you're going to get Options Advantage for free. And at least that gives you the ability to check out the types of trades that I'm making. And again, you have the ability to contact me, ask me questions, whether on the phone or through email. It really doesn't matter. My goal is to provide you with the best trades possible and to teach you how to use these strategies. So, a couple questions regarding, Samuel asks, do we have to fend for ourselves using all this information and video? Of course not. As I said before, I send out the alerts. I send out weekly issues talking about the trades that are open, and I send out closing alerts as well. So you will have everything that you need in order to place a trade, whether you're advanced or a novice. Again, a little bit about the Delta Code trades, because I'm getting a lot of questions regarding that. So what exactly is a Delta Code trade? As I said before, it's very similar to a cover call trade. So instead of going out and buying 100 shares of stock, what we're doing is we're using a stock replacement. We're going out 2 years in duration and we're buying a LEAPS contract, and then we're selling calls against that. Now, by purchasing this LEAPS contract with a duration of 2 years, that gives us the ability to sell calls and bring in that same amount of income that we would bring on a covered call, but for far less capital. And then after a year passes on that 2-year LEAP, we simply just roll it out again for another 2 years, because then the reason why we do so is because we want to avoid time decay or theta decay. So that's kind of the mechanics of the strategy, and so it's how do we use the strategy to best perform in a bullish, bearish, or sideways market. That's what I'm going to talk about on Tuesday, when we really go over the step-by-step process of the trade and the true mechanics of the trade. So those are the details of that particular trade. So let's see. A couple other questions. So a couple of other questions about, how do we prevent losing on particular trades? Well, again, this is something we will talk about Tuesday, but I recently sent out a report. Sometimes if you have the choice, and again, I will be sending out a wave of trades because we're moving towards May expiration in a couple weeks. So I will be making a lot of trades over the next week to 2 weeks. So be on the lookout for those that have joined. Be on the lookout for trade alerts coming within the next few days and then lasting for a few weeks, that being opening positions. So how do we protect? For one, by using the strategy and selling calls against that LEAPS contract, we're inherently lowering our risk. Not only because we're hedging against that LEAPS contract, we're essentially lowering our cost basis. Not only that, but we're also investing far less capital by purchasing a LEAPS contract versus purchasing 100 shares of stock. But then you combine the fact that we can use that capital that we otherwise would have used to purchase 100 shares of stock to use a cover call strategy. We now can diversify amongst a basket of stock with the same amount of capital that we used for one stock. We could use on anywhere from 5 to 10 different stocks. So it's a win-win-win all the way around by using this strategy. And again, how do we protect versus a steep decline? That's another question that I'm getting. We implement what's known as a protective put or a collar strategy. So what happens is that if we go out and we sell premium, let's say in 30 days, and we sell premium for $2, we might buy a protective put for 30 cents that lasts anywhere from 3 to 4 months. So if we do see a downturn, we're going to take some of that credit that we received by selling the calls, and we're going to buy a little bit of protection against the market crash. Again, this is something that I talk about with subscribers that we implement. Those are the types of things, again, that I'm going to talk about on a step-by-step basis on Tuesday. Does the Delta Code strategy require an advanced knowledge of the Greeks? This is from Kenneth. No, it does not. This is an incredibly easy strategy. If you know how to buy a stock, you'll know how to buy a LEAPS contract. It's the same same thing. If you know how to sell a call or use a covered call strategy, the simplest of all option strategies, this is no different. It's an incredibly easy strategy to follow. And again, I give you all of the information that you need in order to place the trades and to get out of the trades. And not only that, but as I said before, you have complete access to me if you have any questions, particularly if you're new. I'm going to get a lot of questions, and I'm okay with that. That's why I'm here. I'm here to steepen that learning curve for you. As for brokers, which brokers? The same brokers that allow cover calls and an IRA will allow these types of strategies as well. That being said, it differs from broker to broker, but for the most part, you can use these in an IRA because they mimic a covered call strategy. Let's see. So we're not doing bullish call spreads or bear call spreads. Again, we're simply buying a LEAPS contract as a stock replacement, and we're selling calls against that. It's basically a cover call strategy. Again, except rather than buying 100 shares of stock, we're buying that LEAPS contract with a duration of 2 years.
Let's show folks the track record here, because the track record here is really pretty impressive. When we put up the track record here, I think it'll certainly show folks. I mean, these track record, average gains 55.1% per trade, new trades every 45 days, 100% focus on the delta codes. I mean, these results are just amazing. And when you look at this, beating the Dow, beating delta code stocks, these delta code trades, 58% returns last year. I mean, it's really pretty amazing. I want to make sure folks get on over to the website. Fast Actions, just around 11 minutes left. Get on over to www.tradedeltacodes.com. We want to get you enrolled. We want to save your spot. Certainly don't want you to miss out. So get on over there right now, www.tradedeltacodes.com. I just got a message. We have 89 people on the website. It looks like we only have about 20, maybe 25 spots left, 23 spots left. So it's filling up very, very quickly, folks. So get on over www.tradedeltacodes.com. That's where you need to go right now to claim your spot.
Yeah, and I can't emphasize enough that during this fast action, this 20 minutes, you have the ability to access Options Advantage. And again, we've had 30 out of 33 winning trades. It's been nothing but successful this year, and it will continue to be so with volatility at normal to heightened levels. Also with High Yield Trader, because this is another question I'm getting, not only are you getting the Delta Code strategy, but you're also getting my selling put strategy. You're also getting my income cycle strategy. You're also getting that standard traditional cover call strategy. Not only that, but you're getting the Buffett strategy as well. So you're getting a wide variety of different strategies to choose from. And we have reports on each and every strategy. So you have the ability to read through those reports and really see what works best for your type of investment, what type of investor you are, and what you really want to get into. So a couple other questions. Ron says, so we're not just selling naked calls. That's not the case. Again, and we're not worried about being assigned stock. Also, that's also not a concern. Ron says, asks, when you roll out LEAP, is it at a profit or loss? When you roll out, will it cost more? No. Well, so basically what happens is if the stock, it's typically in most cases, no. In most cases, we're financing. So if we roll out, so let's say we buy a LEAPS contract, we buy it for $10, so $1,000. Oftentimes we can get into trades for $400, $500, even $350 where we're buying a LEAPS contract. And then it moves up to let's say we buy it for $1,000. If it goes up to $2,000, and we have reached that end of the year where there's a year left in duration, we're going to go ahead and sell that. We pocket that $1,000 and then we buy a LEAPS contract. Well, we've essentially financed that whole LEAPS contract, so we now have that LEAPS contract for free, which is what has happened in the majority of the stocks that we've actually use the strategy on. And then you're just selling premium against that LEAPS contract that you purchased essentially for free. So you're just collecting income every 30 to 45 days by using this particular strategy. Again, a lot of people, and I get this from a lot of subscribers, they've never heard of the strategy. They were never aware of the strategy. They never really thought that this type of strategy was possible, particularly those that use cover calls. Most people that use cover calls, and there's a lot of people out there that use cover calls, and there's a reason why, because again, it's one of the best income strategies in existence, if not the best income strategy out there. And once people are aware how to use this strategy, it's amazing to me how many people have actually converted over to using this as opposed to using cover call strategies. Again, I get these emails all the time from people.
Excellent. So folks, get on over to www.tradedeltacodes.com. The fast action is 7 minutes left, folks. I don't want you to miss out. 7 minutes left, folks. Get on over to www.tradedeltacodes.com. We do not want you to miss out. Now's the time to act. You're going to lock in an 87% discount. It's a huge, huge savings right now. The fast action is going to give you access to everything. We're going to be opening this up. We're only enrolling 50 members. I was out of 4,800 people, and at 1:30, we're sending an email to all the people who couldn't attend. We had about 3,800 people who could not be here for one reason or another. They're going to be getting an email offering them access to this. So I think those final spots are going to be taken as soon as we do send that out. So get on over to www.tradedeltacodes.com. That's the website. My team is also standing by. And if you have questions, go ahead and type your questions in now. If you're having trouble getting on the phone, because I know the phone lines have just been totally jammed. So if you're having trouble getting in on the phone, just type your phone number and we will give you a call. And so let me tell you about folks who are using this with great success. Here's an email that we got from Abraham, which says, thanks so much for your hard work. Your service is nothing but the best. I'll be a loyal customer forever. Andy's work is simply amazing and logical. Here's an email that we got from Raphael. Raphael says, first of all, congratulations on all of your stock options trading. I think you're an excellent teacher. And more importantly, you do not oversell or create any hype around your product. A very professional approach, I must say. Thanks a lot for your help, Andy. I really appreciate it. Or here's an email that we got from Eric who says, Andy, your service is great. I'm making 21% on high yield trader and I haven't even done all the trades. More importantly, I've learned some techniques that have enabled me to squeeze out more money than I used to get on my personal trades. Thanks for the great service. Or here's an email from SK. SK is a retired physician. He said he's dedicating his time to learning the markets, finances, and trading. He's trading as an IRA, so Andy's strategies work great. He says he's belonged to High Yield Trader and Options Advantage for a few years now. These services are phenomenal. I've only been trading for about 4 years, and I've done a myriad of options educational services, alert services, even one coaching program. But Andy's the best you'll find. He not only gives you the alerts of what and when to buy and sell, but he provides excellent, top quality educational webinars, videos, reports that teach you how to do what he does. He truly gives you the fish and teaches you how to fish. He also answers personal emails regarding trades and teaching in a very timely manner. Take it from someone who's gone full circle, spending thousands upon thousands of dollars on many other services out there. You often get what you pay for, but in the case of Andy's services, you're provided superior trades and education for much less than other comparable services out there. So that's what SK says. Again, a retired physician. So again, if you have questions, go ahead and type them out right now. If you're having trouble getting in on the phone, I need you to go to www.tradedeltacodes.com. You can also type in your number for me, and we will call you back. It really is that easy. So go ahead and do that right now. Yeah, go ahead, Andy.
Well, and before I get to a couple more other questions, I recently received 3 other testimonials. One from Vera, where she says, I became a member yesterday after being with she's been with the High Yield Trader for a few years. She's been very pleased with the results and your methodology. I'm looking forward to evolving and becoming a more competent and consistent trader. Mike says, I've been involved in the options market for more than 15 years. I've been working with Andy for the past year and I've learned a considerable amount. Being involved with him is like adding a full-time investment officer to your staff. This arrangement has made more free time available for me to enjoy my retirement. I now have a full-time advisor monitoring the positions and markets. And then we have one from Darwin. I've been trading options for about 10 years as an additional income stream. I'm conservative with my money. I do not take big risks. Most people think trading options is reckless, but we who do it know it is possible to be reasonable and manage risk. I found Andy 3 or 4 years ago, and his trading style suits me perfectly. He takes reasonable risks on high probability trades. I had another teacher who used to say we go for singles, not home runs. That's what I do, and that's what I feel Andy does, and that is meant as high praise. Lots of singles means lots of profits annually. Also, Andy explains his methods and rationale for his trades so you can decide if you agree and are comfortable. He also teaches you the mechanics of the trades so you can become self-sufficient. I've learned several new types of trades from Andy, which gives me a bigger toolbox to draw upon. I've recommended Andy and will continue to do so. I'll also keep making money with him. And those were 3 that I just received recently.
Great, thanks for sharing those, Andy. And
Yeah.
you know, again, I want to get folks enrolled right now because the fast action, we don't have that much time left, and it would be a shame because options advantage, you're winning 91% of those trades in the options advantage. And wow, wouldn't it be amazing for folks to join today and get that as well, absolutely free? I think that'd be awesome. Get on over to www.tradedeltacodes.com. Anthony just joined us. So did William. So did let's see. Yeah, we got some other people coming in as well. So wow, a couple of people have joined us with no names though, so I can't read it. Leon, Barbara, you're in. Wow, get on over there, www.tradedeltacodes.com. William, you're in. You're just working with Jose in my office. So get on over there right now to secure your spot. Again, www.tradedeltacodes.com.
Yeah, so some questions about how much money will I need in my account. You can anywhere from $500 to $1,000. There's a wide variety of different underlying stocks that we trade, and you can get started in those trades for anywhere from $5,000 to $1,000. That's one of the benefits of using this Delta Code strategy is that it allows you to get in for far less than using a covered call strategy, which costs significantly more in capital. And I can't emphasize it enough. If you are interested in an income strategy, you want to use this strategy. Not only that, as I've pointed out before, during this fast action, you have the ability to use options advantage as well. There's 6 different strategies in options advantage, and all of them have been, I should say, 30 out of 30 winning trades among those 6 different strategies this year.
Andy, we have 45 seconds left, so here's what I need to do. Jake and Shasea, they just got off the phone. So if you want to talk with somebody, have some one-on-one questions, pick up the phone right now. Pick up the phone and call 888-875-1960. Our local number is 802-448-4881. Or open up that web browser and literally type this in, www.tradedeltacodes.com. That's what you need to do. Go to www.tradedeltacodes.com. I also just typed that in chat. You can click that link. As long as you're on the website in the next 10 seconds, I'm going to give you the fast action. As long as you're waiting on hold, I'm going to give you the fast action. If you have 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second to pick up the phone or get on over to that website, or you're going to be locked out. The clock is now striking 0 and the bell is ringing. So this is now closed. The fast action is now closed. I'm going to honor it for those of you who are on the website. If you're on the website and you finish this up within the next 2 minutes, we're going to do this for you. We're going to include it. If you're on hold right now waiting to talk to my team, stay on hold. Do not hang up. I'm going to instruct them to honor it as well. So you're going to get that as well. If you're on hold, and it looks like Bob Cooper, you just joined us. You were on the website. So you're getting the fast action, Bob. So is William. So awesome. You guys are both in. So great. Make sure if you're on the website, finish that up. I'm going to give you another minute or 2 to finish up that order form. I don't want you to make a typo and make a mistake. I want you to get in. I want to give you the fast action. But I'm not, if you come in 10 minutes, I'm not giving it to you. So you got to do it now. If you're on hold, that's fine. If you've been trying to get through and you're having trouble, send me your phone number. I'm going to have someone call you, and I'll instruct them to honor the fast action as well for you. So go ahead and type your phone number into questions right now if you want to call back, and I'll instruct them to give you the fast action too as soon as they call you back. So Andy, let's get back to questions.
Yeah, so basically, people are asking, what kind of platform do I use? I use the Thinkorswim platform, but I also use the Tastyworks platform as well. Not affiliated with either one of them, but those are the platforms that I prefer. And when we have the webinar on Tuesday, those will be the platforms that I use. Let's see. Does Andy explain the maximum exposure risk and max potential profit for each trade? Yes, I do. With both trades, with every single trade that I place, as I said before, I explain the max profit all right, and the max loss on those trades. We talk about the exposure, the risk on each one of those trades. I actually include the image of the actual trades as well, so you know exactly what I'm looking at within the options chain. So you have the ability to make that trade yourself, or you can even call your broker and easily just read it off and have them make that trade for you if that's something that you prefer to do. William says, there's no question Angie's strategies work. One just has to pick how much time one can devote to monitoring portions, such as binary trades, for instance. So exactly. So basically, that's why I offer a variety of different strategies. Now, the Delta Code strategy is one, it's an income strategy, and it's for those people that don't really want to sit in front of a computer all the time. Now, we do have other trades or other strategies, I should say, besides the Delta Code strategy that are included in High Yield Trader that are quicker trades that offer profits in less than 30 days. In fact, if we're selling puts, if you're using the selling put strategy, you can make profits in basically 7 to 14 days, if not sooner.
And let's talk about what those other strategies are, though, because I know a lot of folks out there have said they've traded covered calls and not had good results. We've had great results with covered calls and selling puts and the income cycle and dogs of the Dow. So do you want to talk a little bit about these other strategies that people get? Because, the Delta Code trades are great. And on Tuesday's webinar, we're going to show you how to execute these. So you're going to get all that. But tell them a little bit more about these other strategies, because I may have gone through it a little bit too quickly.
Yeah, so we have the Warren Buffett option strategy. So basically, we're mimicking Warren Buffett, a lot of the popular stocks that Warren Buffett uses, and we use options on those particular stocks. And we will sell puts on those particular stocks, and we will continue to sell puts on those particular stocks until that particular stock pushes below our put strike price. We are then issued shares, and once we're issued those shares, we then begin to sell calls against those shares until our calls are taken away, and then we start the process over again. We do that with the income cycle strategy as well. Every single strategy that you're looking at on your screen are income-based strategies. You can also use them for growth strategies as well, but inherently they are income strategies, and they've been very successful. Again, I talked about cover calls already. Selling puts as well, and all of these different portfolios are using stocks that were mentioned on those 20 particular stocks, and then some. But those 20 were just ones that I used for Delta Code trades. Selling puts, we're selling puts on Apple, Wells Fargo, Walmart, and we've had a lot of success selling puts. Same thing with the dogs of the Dow trades. Those dogs of the Dow trades, at the beginning of every year, what we're doing is we're using this Delta Code strategy. So for instance, for the dogs of the Dow portfolio, if you were to buy 100 shares of each dogs of the Dow stock, it would have cost you around $80,000. For us, it ended up costing around $19,000, and that's for exposure to 10 different stocks. Now, the dogs of the Dow portfolio last year, if you own those stocks, you would have made a little over 19%. Our portfolio, using the Delta Code strategy, we made 58.1%. So we significantly outperformed the stock-based dogs of the Dow portfolio. So these are all the different strategies that I use within the High Yield Trader service. So again, if you are interested in income, you want to join High Yield Trader. It's an income-based service, and you will find a variety of different strategies that will fit your investment style. And that's why we offer several different portfolios to choose from.
Excellent. So let's get on over to www.tradedeltacodes.com. Again, www.tradedeltacodes.com. That's the website. Get on over there right now, www.tradedeltacodes.com. We want to get you enrolled, folks. And look, we do a lot of these webinars, and what I'll say is this, there really are two types of people who come to a webinar like this, okay? There are folks like you and me who are serious about earning income and making money and about using new strategies. And we're willing to try something new and try something different and take a very small risk in order to make a ton of money, right? And then there are other people who come to webinars like this because they say, oh, I just want some free trades. I want to get some free ideas. And that's totally fine. And on Tuesday, we're going to share with you the trades, which you could literally copy, and you could, make a ton of money, right? And so, again, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're serious, and I know that you are because you're here and you've been with me for an hour and a half now, I know you're serious about income. I know you want a lot of income. And we can help you with that. But we can only help you with that when you take that first step. And that first step starts today with one small step, and that's to go to our website. And you heard about some of the people who've had a ton of success working with Andy. And at one point or another, these same people were in a webinar, just like the webinar that you're in right now, right? And they saw Andy present his research and strategies. They heard me make an offer to save, an 87% discount off the normal price, and they decided to take a small chance. And as a result, they're getting great results. They have more free time. They're making more money, and they're finally able to get those consistent results that they want and deserve. We're making that same offer to you today, and I'll be honest, most people who come to a webinar like this, at the end of it, they simply hang up and they forget about everything they've learned and they move on. And if you think about it, it's actually sort of sad because you will have spent an hour, hour and a half with us in the webinar. You will have learned something, and then you're going to throw it all away. And that's just so disappointing for me because you've come so far already, and with one more small step, you can go all the way. And so Andy and I are ready to help you, but really it comes down to you being ready to make a decision, right? You need to make a decision about whether or not you're ready to embrace a new strategy, try something new, take a very small chance. Again, think about the cost versus the potential upside. I mean, yeah, it costs $995 for a 1-year membership, but instead of a 1-year membership, $995, you could earn that back on Tuesday. Tuesday's trades alone could pay for everything. So when you join us today, everything in the future could be paid off within 3 trades on Tuesday. So it really is that simple. So again, I want you to get on over to the website, www.tradedeltacodes.com. That's our secure special website only for the webinar. Get on over there right now. My team told me that we just sent that email out to all the people, 3,800 people who couldn't be here. We just sent that email out to them. These final spots are going to be taken as soon as that happens. So I want you to get on over to the website. Andy, I don't know if there are more questions coming in as well. I'm happy to take more questions if there are some.
Yeah, and I just want to say a couple things also because I've had some recent conversations with subscribers who have recently come to us and have been with us for several months. So everything that we do here is completely transparent. The reason why you're here is because you want to make money. You've seen the returns. We've been around. I've had these two. I've had this particularly high yield trader and Options Advantage for that matter. We've had them for over 5 years. We're completely transparent in every single trade that we placed. Our track record speaks for itself, and I'm very proud of my track record. And what you'll find is that a lot of other services aren't going to be nearly as transparent, if transparent at all. I get this comment from a lot of people that are with us, that being subscribers, and that we are much different than a lot of the other option services out there, in that our track record does speak for itself, and we are transparent, unlike a lot of other option services. The strategies that we use have been around for a long time. We're not using one strategy and then in 6 months we're blowing up people's account and switching over to another strategy. We've had these strategies from the onset. Every strategy that we introduce with being very mindful and thoughtful in our consideration to adding those strategies, because we want to give our subscribers the best strategies that are out there. But more importantly, again, the reason why you're here is that you want to be profitable, and we want you to be profitable, because if you're profitable, we're all going to be profitable. And that's why we take the time to introduce these strategies to everyone. Now, some of you that have been here for a while, we went over the basics today, and there were some comments where people wanted more information. And that's why we're having a second webinar on Tuesday, so that we can give you that information. So we show you the step-by-step approach in those mechanics. But we have to teach the basics before we can get to that intermediate information that we're going to go over on Tuesday. But as I said before, I'm proud of the returns. I stand by my services, and I think the testimonials and the performance speak for itself. So if there's any other questions that you guys have, please feel free to write them in, and I will get to those immediately.
Yeah, and I just put up the track record here, and it looks like we had, some people said, well, they wanted to see the track record again, so it's up here now, and you can see, the vast majority of the trades are winners. But again, we're not going to cherry pick and not show the losers. We're going to show you the losers. Yeah, Andy lost 31% in General Electric. The stock's done really poorly recently, right? He lost 3.1% in IBM, lost 3.4% in Exxon. So there have been a couple losers, but when you look at that compared with all the winners, it's really clear that the winners far outweigh the losers, right? And so, Andy, you want to talk a little bit more about the performance? I know you're really proud of this, and I think the folks who've joined you in the past, and the folks who follow along, they're really thrilled with the results too.
Yeah, and that's why we've had the testimonials that we've had. As I said before, for instance, the dogs of the Dow, where we're using this Delta Code strategy, we made 58.1% last year versus if you just bought the dogs, the stocks themselves, you would have made 19%. For instance, Boeing, we made 100. I mean, we've had a lot of success using this particular strategy, but we've also had success in a lot of the other strategies as well, that being selling puts, cover calls. These are conservative option strategies as a whole. And again, that's the type of, if you're the type of person that's seeking income, or you're a little more conservative in your growth, and then the high yield trader is the service for you. And again, we have that guarantee in place as well.
Excellent. And so again, the website is www.tradedeltacodes.com. Look at all the bonuses that you're going to get, folks. I mean, it really is a no-brainer. The mentoring alone, Andy. I mean, tell us about the mentoring that you're doing with folks, because you get a lot of folks who are new, who are getting started, maybe intermediate traders, and they want some help, right? And you're there to support them every step of the way, right?
Yeah, so not only, as you can see here, you'll have access to my private email. If you have questions, you can call me. But not only that, we have these subscriber-only webinars where we go over all of the questions that you do have, and I stay at these webinars until every single question is answered. And we go over all of that on the live platform, so that you can see everything in a live setting. So we have various different ways to educate, because we know everybody learns differently. So that's why we offer reports so people can read them over and over. We archive all of our webinars, that being those subscriber-only webinars, so that you can go back and you can view them as many times as you'd like. And as I said before, you can email me personally, or you can give me a call. We want to steepen that learning curve so that you're comfortable using these strategies as soon as possible.
Great. So again, folks, now's the time to get on over to that website, www.tradedeltacodes.com, or pick up the phone and call 888-875-1960. Again, 888-875-1960. Call now. Boom. Give me a call, folks. We're available. We're standing by. We're waiting to hear from you, folks. Jake and Shasay, they just got off the phones. They're both available. The website is www.tradedeltacodes.com. Andy, any final thoughts here before we wrap up today's webinar? I mean, I know we're really excited for the live event. Today was really a primer to get folks ready for the live event on Tuesday. Tuesday, I think people are going to be blown away. And I want folks to be ready to trade for income, ready to copy those trades, because I think it's the easiest way to put money in your pocket next week. And again, if you just copy those 3 trades, that could pay for your first year of membership alone.
Yeah, exactly. And we've, as I said before, and this is a question, what's the average? As I said before, we've had exceptional returns last year. We had exceptional returns this year. We've been using these Delta Code strategies for the last 3 years, and we've had nothing but success. Of course, we've had losing trades, but overall, the portfolio has outperformed the market by a large margin. So I'm not seeing any other questions. If you have other questions, please feel free to write them in, and I will be more than happy to get to those. Let's see.
Yeah, Sam just joined us. Sam and I were chatting, and I'm so glad he joined us. So did Dane. So did Gary. So did Deep. Yeah, so welcome aboard, folks. So happy to have you here. Welcome to High Yield Trader with Andy Crowder. You guys are going to love this. You have more questions coming in there, Andy?
I think that's it for questions. If there's anything else that you wanted to go over, let's see. Oh, Steve says, Steve asks, do you sell put leaps? Yes, we do sell put leaps as well, because we're also, especially once we start, and we're starting to test that now, that being the 200-day moving average, we will start to shift some of our positions, not all of our positions, but we'll start to shift just a couple positions, and then we'll start to introduce a few positions where we're using covered puts as well. Because we want to have a mix, because again, it's all about that diversification of your overall portfolio. That's where we're making a difference, because we're using that capital that we save by not spending all of this money buying 100 shares of stock. We can use that same amount of capital to buy anywhere from 5 to 10 different stocks, if not more. And so we have a basket of stocks that we're using this type of strategy. But not only that, we have a basket of stocks that are providing us with a source of income every 30 to 45 days.
Awesome. Folks, I'd love to get you enrolled. I've got a simple question. What's stopping you from joining Andy today? What's stopping you from joining Andy? It's 100% risk-free. Get on over to the website. Give us a call. What's stopping you today? Let us know, and I'm happy to try to address your concerns right now in the webinar before we wrap this up. The best thing is that I'd like to get you enrolled right now so that over the weekend you can really review all the reports, watch the videos, get ready for Tuesday, so that on Tuesday you're not sort of scrambling to figure this out. You're able to just make those trades and get right into it and start following along with all of Andy's strategies and start making more money next week. So the only way we can do that, though, is if you get on over to the website. If you're not on the website, there's no way that we can help you. Andy, any other final thoughts? Any final things you'd like to share with the audience today?
Other than I look forward to seeing everyone on Tuesday when we go over all the mechanics of the trades. We go over those 3 trades. There's a good chance that I might actually talk about a couple others. For those that did join today, be on the lookout for a potential trade on Monday, possibly Tuesday, before our next webinar even occurs. And as I said before, if you join today, take a look at those reports and start emailing me questions. Give me a phone call if you have questions, and we will have one of those subscriber-only webinars very soon, within the next week or 2.
Awesome. Great. Well, thanks, Andy. Thanks for doing this. This has been awesome. I really appreciate you doing the webinar. I appreciate everybody for coming here on a Friday afternoon, and hope you have an amazing weekend. It's not too late to go to Trade Delta Codes. I think we have 10 or 11 spots left. We'll be closing it down tonight at midnight. I want to get you in before then. If you can't get in, though, I understand, but I don't want you to miss out. I don't want you to miss out on these big profits that are coming right now. So, Andy, thanks again for doing the webinar. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Ian. I hope everyone has a great weekend. And as I said before, for those that joined today, be on the lookout for some potential trades early next week. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful weekend.